Hello everyone, welcome back to my Royal Life News channel. The story for today is although he is the heir apparent to the British throne, the patron or president of more than 420 charities, and a husband and father, Prince Charles is also a doting grandfather. His eldest son Prince William has previously described him as being brilliant in his familial role, and it's clear Charles takes his job very seriously. The future king became a grandfather for the fifth time in June 2021 with the birth of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's daughter, Lilibet Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor. Charles spoke of his joy at becoming a grandpa again during a visit to the Mini factory in Cowley just a few days later, saying, "The development of technology like electric vehicles, or green hydrogen for that matter for heavy transport, is vital for maintaining the health of our world for future generations, something I am only too aware of today, having recently become a grandfather for the fifth time." He added, "Such happy news really does remind one of the necessity of continued innovation in this area, especially around sustainable battery technology, in view of the legacy we bequeath to our grandchildren." In April 2020, the royal posted a beautiful photograph to celebrate his second youngest grandson Prince Louis's special day. The black and white snapshot, which appeared on the official Clarence House Instagram page, showed Charles smiling as he hugged Louis, who had his arms wrapped tightly around his grandfather's neck. The loving bond between the pair is crystal clear, and the caption for the image read, "A very happy birthday to Prince Louis, who turns 2 today." The young prince enjoys a hug from his grandfather, the Prince of Wales. This sweet moment was captured between Charles, the Duchess of Cambridge and Princess Charlotte on Christmas Day 2019. The prince appeared to be checking on a nervous George and Charlotte after the young royals made their public debut on the walk to church. Charles beams at Prince Louis as he waves at his grandfather on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. The youngest Cambridge child delighted the crowds as he made his debut at Trooping the Colour in 2019, and was spotted waving excitedly at the fly-past by the Royal Air Force. A week after Archie was born in May 2019, Prince Charles paid him a visit and went to see how his son Prince Harry and his daughter-in-law Meghan were coping as new parents. The meeting took place at the Sussexes' Windsor-based home, Frogmore Cottage, which is located in the private home park. About being a grandfather, the future king has previously said, "It's a different part of your life. The great thing is to encourage them. Show them things to take their interest. My grandmother did that, she was wonderful." He added, "It is very important to create a bond when they are very young." The Duchess of Cornwall has given an insight into Charles as a grandfather, and he sounds like the best. "He will get down on his knees and crawl about with them for hours, you know, making funny noises and laughing," said Camilla during an appearance on BBC documentary, Prince, Son and Heir, Charles at 70. In the same documentary, fans were treated to a rare glimpse of home life. Charles shared a very sweet moment with his newest grandchild, baby Louis, who was carried by mum Kate. William described Charles as being a brilliant grandfather, although he wished he could spend more time with his grandchildren. On whether Charles has time to be a granddad, William said, "It's something I'm working more heavily on, put it that way. I think he does have time for it, but I would like him to have more time with the children. I think now HES reached his 70th year, it's a perfect time to consolidate a little bit because as most families would do, you are worried about having them around and making sure their health's okay. And HES the fittest man I know, but equally I want him to be fit until HES 95. So, having more time with him at home would be lovely, and being able to, play with the grandchildren. Because when HES there, HES brilliant. But we need him there as much as possible." Do you remember this day? Shortly after Prince William and Kate welcomed their first child, Prince George, they received family visitors including Prince Charles and Camilla. It was the future king who told press they didn't have to wait long. William and Kate would be making an appearance on the Lindo Wing steps soon. We'd love to know what George said to his parents and granddad at Trooping the Colour. Charles and Camilla have 9 grandchildren and step-grandchildren between them. Apart from Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis and Archie, the Duchess has 5 grandchildren, Lola and Freddie Parker Bowles, children of Tom Parker Bowles, and Eliza Lopes, twins Gus and Louis Lopes, children of Laura Lopes. My grandchildren adore him, absolutely adore him, Camilla added. He reads Harry Potter and he can do all the different voices and I think children really appreciate that. Mum Kate is always on hand to cheer on George, but so is Grandpa Wales. When George became tearful at his sister Princess Charlotte's christening, Dad William was on hand to calm the youngster down. We love the expressions on Charles and Camilla's faces in the background, and Michael and Carol Middleton's too. Here, Charles is pictured at Trooping the Colour, showing his grandson George the royal ropes. Daily Mail's royal author and correspondent, Robert Hardman, has previously revealed that the young Cambridges call Charles Grandpa Wales. The Queen used to call her grandfather, George V, Grandpa England. Adorable, Robert writes, Charles, increasingly consults the Duke of Cambridge in all major family decisions, about his hopes that, while his sons have created new charity networks, one of his grandchildren, maybe George, will one day take on the stewardship of his own. Charles and Camilla pictured after Harry and Meghan's joyous royal wedding, alongside page boy George and bridesmaid Charlotte. And at Birk Hall, his Scottish estate, Charles even planted an arboretum for his first grandchild, Prince George. It was planted about the same time as Prince George, my grandson, was born, Charles said in BBC documentary, Prince, Son and Heir, Charles at 70. It's really George Wood. It's going to be quite amazing for him, as they grow up, and he grows up. That is all for today news. Please make sure to leave your comment and subscribe the channel below for more news update. Thank you for watching.